friends. Welcome to episode 14 of our Art to Heart podcast. And this has been delayed for more than 2 weeks. I have taken a big break due to my health concern. If you can hear from my voice, I had a terrible cold and I was not able to do what I usually do. I missed you all. Hope the same from your end. I do got a lot of receiving comments or the message in Instagram. Thank you very much for always looking out for me. And today in our Art to Heart episode, we are going to talk about the art of following your path. This is something very dear to my heart. So just take a moment and reflect on this. What does your path look like right now? How much of it feels like your own, and how much of it feels like something that has been handed to you by others, by society, or even by expectations you have interrealized over time? Today, we are going to talk about the often elusive but incredibly powerful art of following your path that no one actually ever felt disheartened by taking that step. We are going to explore what it means to align with your true self, how to recognize when you're off track, and the courage it takes to follow through even when the path ahead isn't clear. So, let's get started. Let's first acknowledge a truth that often gets overlooked. There is no one path. You don't have to follow the same blueprint as everyone else, but that's not always easy to remember, is it? So much of our lives are shaped by external forces, family expectations, societal norms, the pressure of success. It's like there is a universal map that everyone is supposed to follow, and if you stray too far off course, you risk feeling lost, confused, or even left behind. But here is the thing, feeling lost is often the first step towards finding your true path. When we talk about following your path, I'm not talking about some predefined destination. I'm talking about alignment between who you truly are and what you do in the world. That's the essence of following your path. It's about turning into yourself deeply enough to know what you need and then having the courage to pursue it, no matter how unconventional and no matter how uncertain. So, here is the step one, how you can actually follow your path. You may have heard the saying, you can't steer a ship that's standing still. Well, that's true. In order to follow your path, you have to begin moving, and a movement, whether physical, emotional, or intellectual, often brings up a lot of resistance. What if I make the wrong choice? What if I get lost? What if I fail? The truth is, when we hesitate too much, we can end up paralyzed by the what ifs and never take that first step. So, how do you start? You start by doing. Doing is one of the most difficult thing in the entire of universe. You may have so much thing planned out, designed out, whatever in your head, in your paper, but to actually go ahead and do that first step, right? That's what it all matters. So taking that small step. So start small. Maybe it is a change in your daily routine. Maybe it's pursuing a creative hobby you have always loved but never had time for. Maybe it's making a difficult decision to let go of something that no longer aligns with who you are. The key is to break free from the idea that you need to have everything figured out before you take a step forward. Start messy, start imperfect, but all you have to remember is to just start. The next part of following your path is often misunderstood, listening to your intuition. Now, I know it can be a little woo woo to some people, but hear me out. Intuition is simply your ability to tune into the deeper, quieter voice of you that knows what's best for you, even when your logical mind is screaming in the opposite direction. So imagine yourself, you actually need to do something for your future self, but you're actually not doing it because the current routine of your life is going to be so much different than what you're currently doing. Okay? How do you know when you are on your right path? Right? It feels right. There is a certain sense of peace that comes with alignment, even amidst uncertainty. When you are doing something that is truly yours, something that is in harmony with who you are, there is an ease that comes with it, even if it is challenging. On the flip side, when you're off your path, you will feel resistance. It might manifest as anxiety, frustration, or that lingering feeling that you're simply not where you are supposed to be. So, a very big question here is, how are we going to listen that inner voice? It is not always about dramatic revelations. Often it is about quiet moments of reflection. It is about checking in with yourself regularly and asking, is this in alignment with who I am? Does this feel like it's contributing to my growth, or is this just something I'm doing because I feel like I should? Since we are talking about this question, you're going to ask yourself, let's talk about failure for a moment, because when we are talking about following your path, it is important to remember that failure is a part of the process. It is inevitable, and in fact, it is often the greatest teacher you will ever have. Imagine you want to pursue something for your future self, and a lot of people have opposed you, but still you go ahead and pursue that, whatever you want to do. But at this moment of your life, you may be failing at what you are actually looking in your future. But since your future self will be much experienced by learning through failure, this step of following your path may be the best thing you could have ever done in your life. I think one of the reasons we hesitate to take that first step is because we are afraid of making mistakes. We have been conditioned to view failure as something to avoid at all cost. But in reality, failure is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. Failure shows us where you need to grow. It reveals the edges of your comfort zone and it challenges you to go beyond them. And most importantly, it teaches you to get back up. The more you allow yourself to fail and to fail gracefully, the more resilient you become. You will always come across, I have lost everything, I have done everything, but I have never obtained anything. But that does not stop you from doing what you actually want to do. You keep on doing that certain thing until you finally feel accomplished, right? So failure you should take as an enemy you always need, because it is a reflection of what we are going to become. If you don't have failure in life, I really feel like we are missing something very important, because there is no one who is going to teach us lesson, right? So the more you allow yourself, it will make you more resilient. You will become more capable of following your path, no matter how bumpy it might be. So, coming to all this topic of art of following your path, art of being yourself, art of accepting failures, whatever I have released this podcast since from the last 13 episode, this is something very, very true to my heart or very close to my heart. A lot of thing I speak is completely through my experience and through my emotions, and I channelize by putting it through in a visualization way, so that you can watch some illustration happening, which is going to be very relevant to what I am talking about. So if you look at today's illustration, we see a guy standing looking at the skyscraper. Maybe he has just moved in into a new city. He's coming out of his comfort zone. He's going to embrace this new change in his life, and he's going to follow his path which he had kept for so long. So imagine yourself as the main character and put yourself in a situation where you're going to achieve more than what you are capable of. And once you embrace this, right, the strategy of accepting failure, the strategy of coming out of whatever you are from your comfort zone and just doing the thing which makes you happy, will make so much difference in our life. So finally, let's talk on something which is very crucial when it comes to following our path. It's patience, and I lack patience because I'm someone who is always hyperactive, except when I feel not in my shape or in my health. I'm a very down person, and I get frustrated even if I am being sick for more than 4 days, because I feel like I don't have patience in me. I don't give patience even during my sickness, because I feel like I have to be on feet in just 2 days. That's how I feel. 4 days is too much. 6 days is just like, no, I have something is wrong with me. I should just be normal. I should start running. I should start working out, right? There is no rest to my body. So don't lose your patience. No, don't be like me. I am in the journey of practicing patience. Maybe in future I will talk about this. It's easy to want instant result. We live in a world of immediate gratification, and that can make the slow winding process of personal growth feeling frustrating. But the truth is, following your path is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's a kilometer to run and run and run. And sometimes you won't see the fruits of your labor right away. Sometimes it will feel like you're just stumbling around in the dark, and that's okay. You don't need to have the whole picture, you just need to keep moving. Trust the process, trust that every step, every twist and turn is part of your unique journey. And as long as you stay committed to your goal, you stay committed to your truth, the pieces will begin to fall into places. To wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this. Your path is yours, it's not anyone else. It does not look like anyone else, and it is not meant to be linear or predictable like in our corporate world. We'll talk about Lean Six Sigma or Agile methodology. So you can actually use Agile in your life, which because in any part of your project, you can just dump it and start all over new, right? Don't have to be in a linear way. That is not going to happen in our life. So forget linear, pick agile. That's the best thing I can give you today. The art of following your path is really about alignment with who you are, listening to your inner compass, and having the courage to step forward even when the next steps aren't obvious. It's about staying true to your vision even if it does not fit into a neat box of societal expectations. So, what's one small thing you can do today to step back into alignment with your true path? What's one action you can take to move forward, even if you're uncertain about that outcome? Is just following your path, just doing what you actually feel like doing. Remember, the key isn't perfection, it's progress. And as long as you keep moving, you're heading in the right direction. Thank you for joining for today's podcast and see you all in the next video. Till then, take care, stay safe, take care of your health because I am recovering. And if anybody has got this seasonal flu, I wish you all get back on feet and I'm doing my best. So thank you again for all of your immense support. It means a lot to me. Thank you.